Ladies, we are here tonight on the show. And tonight we got a bunch of news going on, and then we got Monday Night Raw recap here tonight on a freaking Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get this shit started here tonight on a freaking Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so the first one is Chris Jericho pretty much talking about how he doesn't want to he has no interest in going back to WWE to retiring there. He says I don't hold a torch for WWE. To me, that's not the place to be. AEW is the place to be. It really is. I've been in WWE. I know how it works. They work that way. I don't care if it's Vince in there or Hunter in there or whoever is there. And then he says, I have zero interest in ever going back to WWE. That's not out of bitterness or anger. I love Vince. I love Triple H and all the people there, but I just really dig AEW and I have stake in the game. Yeah, so he pretty much says, I have, he's gonna retire there. He's not. He's always felt like in WWE, he's felt like I think like a mid card / occasional main event. And I think he had enough that one year. What was it, 2018, 2017, when they carried him and Kevin Owens carried the whole company for like a year. And then he got a shitty ass, he got a good WrestleMania match with Kevin Owens, but it was like put in like in the second or third match of the night. And usually if you're not gonna main event, you want to be the first match because it's like how you start it's like a movie, right? How you start the first 10 minutes and how you end the last 10, 15 minutes. So they're the same thing in a wrestling card. Either they, the biggest matches are the one that starts the first, 15 minutes set the pace for the show, or end it and finish the show, right? And on a good note. So the fact they put him in second or third in that WrestleMania card with Kevin Owens after the whole year they had to carry the company, I think it's really pissed them off. And I think it really officially opened his eyes. It made him realize, yep, to them, I'm like a mid-carder that for small shows like Raw, or maybe like a pay-per-view like Backlash or Money in the Bank, I can main event. They'll never give me a good match at a WrestleMania. And he always had that thing, right, about I beat up Stone Cold Steve Austin and Chris Jericho, The Rock in the same night. But I guess that shit was so long ago. I think I don't know, but it seems like that's the thing with him. He's just been really pissed off ever since that whole thing with Kevin Owens, how they feuded the whole year and then they just give him a shitty ass second or third match at WrestleMania instead of having it be like the first match or the main event. But anyways, whatever. I think he's happy in AEW. I think he feels like they view him more like a star over there. But that's crazy how he seems like there's more talks about Kenny Omega or the Young Bucks leaving than him. That's crazy. He seems to be a lot more loyal. Not that Kenny Omega and Kenny Bucks aren't, but Let's see. Keith Lee says he wants to be the first ever African American AEW World Champion. The end goal is obviously to become AEW World Champion. And let's be honest, I'm really good at making history. I would be AEW's first Black World Champion. Yeah, you got to get on TV, though. He's barely on TV. Jesus Christ. But hey, man, good luck to Keith Lee, man, on trying to become the first African American AEW World Champion, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see more news. Let's see, man. And then Kenny Omega talking about the whole thing with the brawl out back in September. It's a shame the general public aren't ever going to know what went down and how it could have been prevented. It could have ended differently. That's how things go in big business operations. I don't think anyone is happy or proud. We've moved on with life from brawl out. I'm completely fine. It doesn't detect what I do, what I say. I'm sure the Bucks are in the same boat. I can't speak for the other parties. Hopefully, they are doing well, and I mean that. So it looks like maybe everybody's slowly ready to squash the beef, and it makes you wonder if they're getting ready for a CM Punk return. I don't know, man. This looks like the beef is getting squashed, and CM Punk's gonna end up coming back. We'll see what happens. There's some rumors going around that he's going to come back at Revolution this Sunday after the MJF and Bryan Danielson match. We'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen, but pretty interesting. It seems like Kenny Omega kind of squashing the at least publicly, maybe already privately did it a while ago, but that was the first time you hear him publicly squash the beef. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what else is going on here tonight. What more news do we have? Let's see. This is an update on Matt Riddle from Dave Meltzer. Matt Riddle been out of rehab for a long time. His suspension has been over almost a month, so it may be they're just decide not to use him for Mania and do anything with him, or maybe they just don't want to invest in him. Yeah, he's been kind of lost ever since the whole Randy Orton thing ended, right? They were kind of trying to get a big payoff, just like they did with Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. You know, they were trying to get a similar payoff eventually with that breakup of Randy Orton and Matt Riddle. And unfortunately, they were not able to get that because of Randy Orton getting hurt. Are they maybe saving him? There's rumors that Randy Orton's going to come back in April after WrestleMania. Maybe they're gonna restart the feud again and have them tag team for a few months, and then maybe you still want that breakup payoff, maybe for SummerSlam or something. So that could be a possibility. Where like, you know what, Randy Orton's about to come back. Let's just save him and let's bring him back when Randy comes back. Let's put him back in a tag team, and then let's get that breakup payoff. Just like you see how good the Roman Reigns Sami Zayn was. So that could be a possibility where they're maybe waiting for Randy to come back to restart that storyline. We'll see. I think that's about it. Well, I think there's more news. SmackDown got 2.4 million views this past Friday. Rampage got 400,000. So Rampage went up. So that's good for Rampage. 400,000. Okay. Vicky Guerrero will no longer be in AEW. Vicky Guerrero is set to finish up with AEW. Her contract expires in July, and she does not expect to resign. So Vicky Guerrero is about to be done with AEW. Excuse me. Imagine if WWE signs her to be Dominic's manager. Maybe in the long run, once this whole Judgment Day storyline is over, that would kind of be good. I think. I don't know. We'll see though. I think in real life she's like her godmother or something. I'm not sure though. Let's see here. All right, more news. WWE is really high on Sol Roca. It's a woman wrestler, Sol Roca. I never heard of her, but WWE apparently really high on her. Let's see here. And WWE has now applied new trademarks for Ezekiel Jackson, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, and Zack Ryder. So are they going to bring back Ezekiel Jackson and Zack Ryder? Pretty interesting. I mean, there's been a lot of rumors about Zack Ryder coming back. I mean, his girlfriend, Chelsea Green, is already back. So could potentially Zack Ryder be back too? And I don't know what the trademarks are for Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Who they don't say what they are. They just say they fought for trademarks for these four guys: Zack Ryder, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, and Ezekiel Jackson. Okay, Ezekiel Jackson is not Elias' other character. It's actually another wrestler, Ezekiel Jackson. Okay, let's go. I think. Are we done with the news? There's still a lot of news. Jesus Christ. I think there's more news today than there was yesterday. I think. Let's see here. Okay, I think we still have more news. Let's see here. Okay. Why couldn't this news be here yesterday? So they're saying that obviously I think I talked about this yesterday. I'll talk about it real fast. Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns officially this Saturday in Toronto. Roman Reigns will defend the WWE Universal Champion versus Sami Zayn. They wanted to have Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns in a tag team match versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That was the original plan. But because the storyline right now, Sami Zayn asked Kevin Owens for help, and Kevin Owens said, "Do it by yourself, or ask your buddy Jay to help you." So they're like, even though it's not televised, they think they should follow the storyline, and so they said it's in the storyline. Kevin Owens has yet to accept to help Sami Zayn. They changed the match, so now they're just going to do a rematch of Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. I think they're just doing this match because they don't have anything to do, and they have already booked Roman Reigns for this show. So they're like, we'll cancel the match, but we still want Roman Reigns on the card. So yeah, this was basically nothing's going to happen. Roman's going to retain. They just needed to do something else because otherwise there was going to be no point of having Roman Reigns on that card. So that's the only reason. Anyways, they're saying Finn Balor could bring back Demon Balor for the match at WrestleMania versus Edge, maybe a Hell in a Cell. They just kind of feel like it doesn't make sense with this current character he's doing with the Judgment Day. I don't know why people would say that, but who knows? But they're saying they possibly could bring back Demon Balor for the hopefully the final match between this feud between Edge and I kind of feel like in a way the final match should be with Damian Priest because they're literally a year ago at last year's WrestleMania. They're the ones that started this, right? Remember, it was Edge versus AJ Styles, and Damian Priest helped them win. It should be Damian Priest, honestly, the one that finishes the feud, since they're the one that started it, him and Edge. Whatever. Kind of feel bad for Damian Priest. He's the only member of the Judgment Day who doesn't have a match. It looks like they're for sure going to have Dominic versus Rey Mysterio. Let's see here. All right, we're finally ready for SmackDown recap. Jesus Christ, after 5 hours. February 27, 2023. Let's see here. All right. So Monday Night Raw from Michigan. We started off with Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. No Jey Uso. They pretty much talk, same shit how they run SmackDown, they run Raw. Then the Spree Profits come out. They start making fun of them. Where's Jay? Oh, he's by the crowd. Oh, he's backstage. And then he was like, Monte Force, like, how the hell are you going to run SmackDown and Raw? You can't even run your family. It ends up being a tag team match. Obviously, at the end, Solo Sikoa wins with a Samoa Spike. He hits a Samoan Spike on D'Angelo Dawkins, and Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso win the match. Good match, good fun way to start a Raw, I guess. After the match, they continue to start beating them up, and then Kevin Owens comes out. He super kicks Solo Sikoa, and then he stunners Jimmy Uso. So continue to build up that feud, man. Continue to good job of keeping Kevin Owens involved. Let's see here. Then right away, I was surprised at the Brock Lesnar, man, coming out to the ring on the VIP lounge. He pretty much tells MVP, sell me on this match, almost like not only me, but the fans. Why should this match be good? And, MVP's like, you've always been the beast incarnate. You've always fucking destroyed every human being. But this time it's a giant. And I think a giant will destroy a beast. So Brock Lesnar's like, okay, fuck it. Let's do this match. And then he's like, I want a drink, man. Let's have a drink. And then he's like, yeah, I have wine. He gives him something else. He pulls out of his pocket. MVP doesn't like it. So he spits it. And he spits it on Brock Lesnar's face. I think we know where this is going. F5. Brock Lesnar, F5's MVP, but it's official. Almas versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. A lot of people are saying it was supposed to be Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, but Vince McMahon said, no, I want to have Almas versus Brock Lesnar. Almas has not wrestled. I think he's only wrestled once since like December. Jesus Christ, man. Holy cow. So yeah, Almas versus Brock Lesnar is official. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. Then we have a good match, man, between Cody Rhodes and Chad Gable, man. Hell of a match, man. He hit that freaking Cody cutter off the top rope. Fantastic. Then he hit the Crow Rhodes where he kind of planted Chad Gable on his head. Jesus Christ. Great, man. I kind of thought like the first hour was kind of fun. Between the Jimmy and Solo Sikoa versus the Street Profits, then the Brock Lesnar. I don't like the match, but I thought the segment was fun with MVP. And then I thought it was a great match with Cody Rhodes and Chad Gable. I thought the first hour was pretty good. I honestly did. A lot of people were complaining. Let's see here. What else happened next? Cody Rhodes got a microphone and he says, I heard Roman's going to be on SmackDown this week, so I will be on SmackDown this week. So officially their first face-to-face is Friday night. Let's go, man. Let's see here. What else? Let's see what else happened. The Judgment Day gets interviewed backstage. Everybody goes through their individual feud. Dominic first about, Rey Mysterio. I think he said he's going to be back on SmackDown this week to once again confront Rey Mysterio. Rhea Ripley talks about Charlotte. Finn Balor talks about Edge. Again, poor Damian Priest and Pendejo face had nothing to talk about. Baron Corbin again fucking got interviewed and he got interrupted. Pendejo face with Baron Corbin. Let's see what else happened here. So yeah, man. The Judgment Day doing their individual feuds, I guess. Everybody talking about who they're feuding with. And then we get Asuka versus Carmella, which a lot of people on Twitter were pissed off because they said again, was Vince McMahon involved in this? Because most of the match, Carmella kind of kicked Asuka's ass. And then at the end, Asuka finally got the armbar to make Carmella tap. But then after the match, you have a stare down with Asuka and Bianca Belair. And Carmella comes back in, pushes Bianca Belair into Asuka. They both fall down. And Asuka never gets back up. She just rolls out of the ring and like stays on the floor laying down. Meanwhile, Bianca gets up and you have a stare down between Bianca Belair and Carmella. And people were like, they literally took Asuka out of the fucking equation to have a fucking stare down with Carmella and Bianca. Now, a lot of people are scared that they're going to turn into a triple threat match. What I'm thinking is they're just maybe going to have a match next week on Raw, Carmella and Bianca. I think that was the way to set up a match between them. I don't think they're going to add Carmella into the feud, into the match. I don't think so. But we'll see what happens. Then we have Piper Niven versus Candice LeRae. Apparently they started a storyline where Nikki Cross follows Candice LeRae everywhere. So she's right behind her, following her on the way to the ring. Candice LeRae's off, creeped out about it. So at the end, man, Piper Niven is beating the shit out of Candice. And they go outside the ring. Nikki Cross kind of trash talks Piper Niven. Piper Niven gets mad. She starts beating the shit out of Nikki Cross. She throws her into a security barricade. Then she gets back in the ring, gives Candice enough time to recover, and Candice goes with the full roll-up, and she beats her. So pretty much thanks to Nikki Cross distracting Piper Niven, gave enough time for Candice to recover and head her with the full roll-up. So I guess Candice LeRae wins thanks to the distraction by Nikki Cross. Whatever. Still freaked out and kind of ran away after the match, wanting to do nothing with Nikki Cross. Whatever. Then we get the Miz, man, pretty much saying, I will be the host of this year's WrestleMania. Congratulations to the Miz. Then Seth Rollins comes out and he's like, hey, Miz, all I want you to do is FaceTime Logan Paul because I've been looking for him and I just can't get a hold of him. The Miz says, I'm not doing that for you. I'm not doing you any favors. Seth Rollins super kicks him. Then he grabs his phone while the Miz is laying on the mat. He uses the FaceTime review to open the phone. Kind of funny. Then he calls Logan Paul and pretty much tells him, Logan Paul, I want to see you on Monday Night Raw next week. Logan agrees to it. And so Logan versus, or at least the stare down, the face-to-face, Logan Paul and Seth Rollins next week. Okay. Let's see here. Austin Theory has an interview backstage. He said, nobody's talking about me. Nobody's talking the fact that in 3 days, I defended my title twice, once in the Elimination Chamber, and then another time 48 hours later on Raw versus Edge. And I was successful both times with my defense. Nobody talks about it. The only thing they seem to talk about is John Cena. Well, I have something to say to John Cena next week. I have a lot of hella respect, loyalty, and hustle. Okay, yes, just continue to plant the seeds of that feud between John Cena and Austin Theory. Then we have Bobby Lashley versus Elias, a squash match. Bobby Lashley wins quick. Then he grabs the microphone and says, Bray Wyatt, you need to stop playing these little games with me, man. I don't play that shit. Don't mess with me, I'm going to hurt you. And then, he gets out of the ring, and as he's getting out on the Titantron, Bray Wyatt starts dancing to the Muscle Man with pictures of Bobby Lashley kind of making fun of him. So, yeah, just, I guess, planting the seeds to that feud between Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt. Again, a lot of people think Vince McMahon is behind this one because of the whole dancing. They made Bray Wyatt look like a goofball instead of his creepy self. Who knows? Jesus Christ. We get more Chelsea Green in the backstage complaining to Adam Pearce. That seems to be her whole character. And then Carmella comes in and she's arguing too. And then Adam Pearce just leaves, and maybe a potential tag team between Carmella and Chelsea Green. See, no one's talking about that. Everybody's all freaked out about Carmella getting featured too much, and Asuka, Bianca Belair storyline. But what people do forget is that towards the end of Raw, there was some of Chelsea Green and Carmella had a little bit of almost like becoming friends, perhaps a tag team there. So see, maybe the whole thing with the whole Carmella involved with Bianca Belair and Asuka is just to set up a match next week with Bianca Belair. But then the long term is maybe to do some type of tag team with Chelsea Green. Let's see here. Then we get Otis on his way to the ring. He's accompanied by Maxine Dupree and the male Maximum Models, which is Johnny Gargano. Fucking Dexter Lumis ends up also making an appearance. He wants to kidnap one of the, I think it was Macy. He tries to kidnap him. Whatever, clusterfuck. At the end, Johnny Gargano wins. Otis got distracted, and that helped Johnny Gargano get the win, man. Whatever. And then it's the finally main event. Yeah, we get the main event finally. Becky Lynch and Lita versus Damage Control, Io and Dakota Kai for the WWE Women's Champion. And so I thought for sure Bayley was gonna help Dakota and Io retain, and then that was gonna set up Trish to come in and set up the match for WrestleMania, like in a different week. But apparently, nope. It all happened this week. Bayley interferes. She's trying to help out Io and Dakota retain, and then boom, Trish Stratus music hits. Trish Stratus comes out. She beats the shit of Bayley, evens up the odds, and at the end, freaking Lita and Becky Lynch win the Women Tag Team Champions. Wow, I didn't think they were gonna win them. I thought this was a way for Bayley to interfere and cost them the titles and force them to get a third member, which would have been Trish. Then nope, man, Trish actually showed up tonight and helped them win. So Becky Lynch and Lita are your new Woman Tag Team Champions, man. Wow. So are they going to go into... So I'm assuming they're still going to have the 6-woman tag team match. Damage Control versus Becky, Trish, and Lita. That are now... I wonder how long Becky and Lita are going to be tag team champions. I wonder how long... Imagine if they do that stupid shit where the following week, Damage Control wins the tag team titles back. No, but I can see maybe I can see them being tag team champions maybe until after WrestleMania, maybe like in Backlash. I don't see them being tag team titles too long because Lita, right? I don't think she's gonna be sticking around for too much. But because it is a tag team, Becky can kind of carry the workload in the matches. So maybe they could have a long title reign. Like I said, maybe they go into WrestleMania as tag team champions, and then maybe at Backlash they lose them. Who knows? But let's see what happens. But they actually won the tag team titles with Trish Stratus coming out and even in the odds and helping them and taking out Bayley. So that was Monday Night Raw. Like I said, I felt like the first hour was kind of good with MVP Brock Lesnar segment. I don't care about the match. That's just going to be boring with Amos. But I just thought that segment was good. It was funny with MVP and Brock Lesnar. Yeah, the beginning with Jimmy and Solo versus the Street Profits. I thought that was a good match. I thought Cody Rhodes and Johnny Gargano was a very good match as well. I thought that. Then I thought after that it did kind of boring. For like a month now, it seems like Seth Rollins comes out and beats up the Miz. It's kind of getting boring. But the ending was fun to see Lita and Bailey win the tag team champions. Excuse me, Becky and Lita win the tag. Becky and Lita win the tag. So yeah, some fun parts, some bad parts. Who knows what's going on? Who's running this shit? Vince McMahon, Triple H. Who knows? But anyways, whatever. Until next time, I'm out. Like, have a good night, everybody. Until next time, holla.